Despite seemingly everything going against him coming into the fight, Marvin Vettori rose to the occasion and defeated Paulo Costa in the UFC Fight Night 196 headliner on Saturday in Las Vegas. This is just an absolutely massive win for Vettori at this point in his career. The fight week drama, the fact that he kept himself so focused, so composed throughout all the nonsense Paulo Costa put him through, from moving to 185 to 205 ultimately, and then he goes in there and takes some absolutely hellacious shots from Costa in a 25-minute war. These two went at it tooth and nail, but Vettori was just a slight bit ahead throughout the rounds, throughout the fight, maybe except the fifth. Costa had his best round there, but Vettori overall, the fact that he was at a massive size disadvantage, and then all the mental possibilities of having himself crumble under the pressure a little bit there and everything the fight week had brought with him, the fact that he went in there and turned in that performance is very impressive and very admirable for Marvin Vettori. I think it buys him a lot of goodwill in the fans' eyes, in the fighters' eyes, and most importantly for his personal interest, the UFC's eyes. Dana White speaking very glowingly of Vettori in the aftermath of this fight. So he should be very happy with how this all played out. At the end of the day, the fact that he is the winner here, and I think this obviously puts him in position for another big fight. Hopefully this time it will actually be at middleweight against a middleweight contender. We know Vettori's reality at this point. He has 2 losses to Israel Adesanya. Highly unlikely he gets a third opportunity as long as Adesanya holds that title. He should be Robert Whittaker's biggest fan right now, hoping that Whittaker can beat Adesanya when they fight, likely in the first quarter of 2022. Right behind that, though, is the winner of Jared Cannonier, and Derek Brunson is likely on deck for a title shot, and I think Vettori slides in the queue somewhere behind there. So how does he continue to grow in this division? I think it might be a little bit of a waiting game for him at this point. Of course, if anyone pulls out of those upcoming fights, those 4 names I just mentioned among the middleweights, he should definitely be right there, the first call the UFC makes to step in, maybe unless Whittaker falls out against Adesanya, but nevertheless, I think he is right there. It might be a little bit of a wait. Maybe he fights the loser. If that is Whittaker, maybe he fights the loser of that Cannonier versus Brunson fight. Either way, I think there's some big opportunities for Vettori. He just needs to keep chipping away, picking up big wins. He is still only 27 years old. The future very bright for Vettori. He is getting better and better as a fighter, and I think now that he has some fan support behind him, he is going to grow even more as a name that we know and follow in the sport. And I think this ultimately a crazy week, a chaotic week, but if you're Marvin Vettori, I would be pretty happy with not only lies in the past, but in the future. There's going to be a big name there in the middleweight division. He just has to be patient.